right, everybody. With us this week, we're with Greg Hill, a man of many talents. I mean, you might be Mr. Boston, but you got
Mr. Boston. I like that.
We'll give Mr. Boston, but you know, we have the Greg Hill Foundation, WEEI Sports, whole bunch of different things that you're doing here. First and foremost, how are you today?
I'm great. I'm really excited about this party, and I'm really proud of people like Ford who end up raising $7,500 or more for the foundation. It's awesome.
Absolutely. And I mean, you and I are not running Boston marathons.
No.
We're here to
Like my daughter tries to make me do a 5K every year. And
How does it go?
I mean, I've required assistance from EMTs like out of 3 out of every 4 of them. So I'm not a runner. How do people run?
He was saying he's like, oh, I get a runner's high, like I'm a main character doing 15 miles. I'm like, fuck that.
People who say that they like running, they're liars. Nobody likes running.
Nobody does.
And like when you're running on a treadmill and there's nobody around, I'm always thinking of other things like food or television. You know what I mean? I'd rather be somebody else.
I just do the beer.
Yeah.
I go for the beer. But, you know, as I mentioned, Mr. Boston, you do a ton. And we'll start with the foundation itself. I mean, the mission is incredible what you're doing. You've raised over $15 million since the inception. Can you tell us about why you started the Greg Hill Foundation and who are you helping with those funds?
Yeah, so I started it. I was celebrating 20 years on the air at WAF, and I wanted to find a way to give back to people because they had been really generous and really loyal in listening to the show. And when I started it, there was no GoFundMe. There was no way that people could give centrally to a cause. So I wanted to create some way that people could give. If we walked in the morning and if a firefighter had died the night before or a family was struggling, want to find a way that we could direct people to give to a central place. And so since 2011, I think that's the year, we've been able to donate $15 million, which is amazing.
That's incredible in itself. And then, of course, you know, the pandemic happens. You're from the area. You stepped in right away to help those local restaurants and the people that were impacted by those different layoffs and restaurants closing. How did the community, well, first off, like, when did you step in?
So almost immediately, like that Sunday night when Governor Baker announced that restaurants were going to close, Sam Adams reached out, said, let's do something to help the workers. And we were able to today, we've donated over $11 million to over 9,000 different restaurant employees and restaurants. So, and those are people that live their lives and support their families based on tips. So without tips, we were able to give $1,000 donation to those employees and hopefully keep them going until restaurants got open.
Beautiful. And I mean, you're part of the hospitality industry as well. You know, it's Howl at the Moon is one of your endeavors in the area. How did you guys bounce back from the pandemic and what's in store for, you know, your establishments like Howl at the Moon?
So I think it took us a long, we had people that we wanted to keep working there that we had to pay without any money coming in. We made it through that, reopened, and I think that now that we're, I guess, somewhat allowed by the government to roam freely
that means, right?
in the city of Boston, I think things will be better for us, but you know, we're at a point where small businesses that were started by families, by people that have had generations of support for their families based on a business are in jeopardy of losing their businesses. And it's really, to me, the obligation of those that we look to for leadership to find a way to keep those businesses operational for those people who have built their whole lives on it.
And you've stepped into that leadership role quite nicely, but on the other part of your life, you do entertainment as well. You got some media, you're your own morning show host, so we got to talk about this.
I wouldn't call it entertainment, but whatever.
You got a good following, but we'll head into sports. It is March.
Yeah.
This is obviously the time of the year for college hoops, even with baseball probably not even happening.
You know what I'm going to say about basketball? I have to be a homer. I have to say that the Friars are probably they're going to go all the way. Ed Cooley is going to lead them to the promised land, And we'll have a New England team that is in the Final Four for the first time since maybe UMass. Was it the UMass Minutemen last? Yeah. So I'm excited about. I love March Madness. I love college basketball. I don't love the NBA for 10 different reasons that we
Absolutely.
but I love college basketball. Love it.
So you like the Friars. What about the Bryan Bulldogs?
No, all the road out. Baseball is on the precipice of losing a whole bunch of new fans that they got last year. Red Sox wisely did $9 tickets and got college kids and 21-year-old to 25-year-olds to fall in love with that game. And they're going to blow that because the rich owners and the rich players can't figure out a way to make it work. And that's stupid.
It's dumb. It's dumb. And then, of course, football season has just commenced, but you're a Pats guy through and through. Are you a Mac Jones believer?
I am.
Fair enough.
And I'm on my show. I got a couple naysayers, Wiggy and Shime, who think he's hit his ceiling. I just don't think he's had anywhere near the weapons that he needs to have to show what he can do. I think that Josh McDaniels, Bill Belichick, held him back as you would in, all.
He's a rookie. He is a rookie.
He's a rookie. All I'm ever told is that's the toughest system in the NFL. So they held him back, let him do what they thought he could do rookie year. And I think there's his ceiling is giant in my mind, but those guys don't agree with me.
And if there's one move the Pats can do that would make your year,
free agent wide receiver.
You don't know who?
I mean, Wiggy talks all the time about Godwin. He's only going to play half a season. I'm not a JC. I like JC Jackson, but I don't think Bill can find a corner from Rutgers.
Make him a star.
And make him a star. I don't think you pay him. I think if your choice is between paying a corner $18 million a year and paying a wide receiver, you pay the wide receiver.
100%. No, we appreciate the time, Greg. Thanks so much. Where can our listeners find your content online? And, of course, donate to the foundation as well.
So Instagram, Greg Hill, WEEI, where WEEI is obviously on the radio all over New England, but also you can stream us at weei.com, and you can download the Audacy app and listen to us that way.
The foundation as well?
Yeah, so follow what the foundation does. We're probably, I hope, going to be able to, by the end of the year, donate $20 million. We're at $15 million donated. So events like tonight help us get there. And follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, everywhere.
That was Greg Hill, everybody. Thank you very much. Awesome.